All right, y'all. Hello. Good morning. As you guys seen, I did laundry. Well, I folded all of the laundry yesterday when I got home. So I did. Let me talk to you guys about yesterday. Yes, I was so miserable yesterday. I woke up not wanting, like, the past, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I was just like, yo, I'm not doing nothing. Nada. Okay? And I wasn't even mad at myself. But I did want to switch things up, you know, like, those type of feelings get me down. And even though I'm unmotivated, what I told myself, I was going to do better and I was going to push through. So prior to me going to work, I did go to work yesterday, and I'll tell you guys about that as well, because I was just like, I'm about to get fired. Oh, y'all, let me tell y'all. Okay, so yesterday I picked up my medication. Prior to me going to work, I picked up my medication and I went to Lido, got us some crackers for the lentil stew. And I came home. So yeah, I came home and basically that was it. I went to work and there was this other manager I have never seen before, but she was like, I need to go over something with you. Some tutus or something like that. And it was basically like, you have 15 minutes for break. Now, she didn't say that she was going over this with everybody, so I thought I was being, like, singled out, you know? Like, why didn't they go over this? I mean, of course, you get 15 minutes. You got to clock in within 15 minutes, right? And then the other thing was, if you're not scanning anything for 5 minutes, management gets notified. If you're not doing anything for 15 minutes, management gets notified. And then if you're not scanning nothing for 20 minutes, that's termination. Now I'm like, what? Now I know I'm always scanning, so I'm not just like taking breaks or anything like that. But I'm just like, my first thing is like, she didn't say we're going over this with everybody. I wanted to ask her, but my mood already was just like, you know what? Okay. So in my head, I'm just like, oh, I must have did something wrong. I'm about to get fired soon, right? And then later on throughout my shift, the other Candace, who's been there for a while, I think she's been there for 2 or 3 years, she's like, oh, to put the topping on the icing on the cake. That's what I need to say. The icing on the cake. She was like, oh, really quick, I just want to let you know. Now, she's an associate. She's not a manager. She's like, your pick rate is not as high as it should be. And I'm going to help you. She said, not today, but the next time you work. And I'm like, okay. Now, I'm thinking I'm doing good. Besides that one time that I got that notification on my scanner saying that I got talked to, because there was a lot of mix-ups and whatever. And I'm like, so here she is telling me this. So I'm like, now this is their first time. She's an associate though. So I'm like, between that manager talking about these tutus and whatever, about the break-in, how you can get terminated for not, you know, scanning within a certain amount of time. And then, you know, an associate telling me, obviously they're talking about me, right? Telling me, oh, your scan rate is not as high as it should be. I'm just like, I almost started crying, y'all. I almost started crying. Because I'm just like, what in the world am I doing wrong? That's what I'm going through my head, right? What am I doing wrong? I feel like I'm doing okay. So I was like, you know what, Candace? Just try to move faster, you know? Just try to move faster. And then in my head, I'm like, yo, this is why I didn't even want to work. I'm already not in a good mood. And then you got this and this. And I'm just like, is this job not meant for me? Yes, I like it. But is it not meant for me? So, later on, come on, Luna. So later on, the other, she like management, or I think she is, or like management helper, I don't know. She's like, oh, before you leave, we need to go over some things. So I was like, you know what, Candace, just so that you know where you stand, we're gonna ask her. You know, we're not gonna play this guessing game. We're not. Because then you're going to stress yourself out. You're going to be a woman, put on your big girl panties or breeches, and ask her, like, I'm about to get fired. So anyways, when I had mentioned it to the other manager, like, because I had an issue with like my my scanner. And I was like, my rates are low. She's like, I don't know. So I'm like, it's not you. So who's talking about me, you know? I'm not saying talking about me in a negative way, but, you know, just saying, hey, I need you to help out this person. Her stuff is not as good. She's like, I don't know. So I did ask. I did ask the other manager. So at the end of my shift, I went to the other, like, management, and she was like, oh, I need to go over this with you. I'm like, here, I'm about to get written up. This is what I'm thinking, right? She's like, we need to go over the 2-2s. I'm like, oh, no, I already went through that with the other person. She said, you did? I'm like, yeah. She said, oh, that's all I needed to talk to you about. Okay. So I'm like, okay, so seeing that you don't have anything else to say, I'm about to get fired soon. She's like, why would you say that? I said, because you guys going over these 2-2s with me. Did I do something wrong? And she was like, no. We go over that with we have to go over that with everybody. You know, just make sure everybody's on the same page, especially like new hires. She said, we don't go over that in training, so we just, you know, make sure we go over it. I said, oh, okay. I said, I thought I was being singled out. She says, no. I'm like, thank goodness. I said, but am I going to be fired soon? She's like, Candace, why would you say that? I said, because the other Candace said that my picking rate is low. And she was like, no, we just want you to be up to par. Get over this. I forgot what she said, but I'm like, yo, when I look at other people, I feel like I'm moving faster than other people. So I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, it's not like you can pick ahead. You can't do any of that. So I'm like, I don't know. So I was like, you know what, Candace, you're going to be positive. You're going to be positive and see what happens. So I'm like, when does the picking start, you know? She said, when the screen tells you where to go and tells the first screen when it tells you where to go. So I'm like, okay. So now I'm asking questions and getting more familiarized with when my pick time starts. So I'm like, okay. I said, because right now, the bags, no. Your girl ain't changed. Nada. She a mess, y'all. Still trying to chase after the trucks. So, where was I? Oh, so yeah, I was asking questions. I'm like, so when does my pick rate start? Is it when I'm having to build the bags? And she was like, no, after you scan your last bag and it tells you where the first one is at to pick, that's when it starts. I said, okay. I said, I feel like I'm doing good, but obviously I can move faster. Okay, that's obviously I can move faster. But I don't feel like I'm lollygagging. She's like, I don't think your rate is that bad, but we just have to make sure you get over a certain whatever. I'm like, okay. She's like, are you working tomorrow? I'll be here tomorrow. I'm like, I didn't pick up any hours yet, and y'all making me not want to pick up any more hours. I didn't say that part to her, but I was like, I didn't pick up any hours yet. And she's like, okay, well, if you work tomorrow, let's have a discussion. I was like, okay, because I said I really like the job. She's like, but you're not getting fired. And she's like, I'm pretty sure you can just pick it up. And I'm like, I feel like I'm doing good. Obviously I'm not, so we'll see, y'all. We'll see. You ever have, like, it is like put the icing on the cake, and I'm just like, see, this is why I don't need to be working, like, ugh. And I'm not lollygagging, but I understand I can move faster. Okay, all right. So I left the job feeling better. Like I said, I almost broke down crying or shed a tear when that other manager wanted to go over the 2-2s because I thought I was being singled out, like I did something wrong. She didn't say we're going over this with everybody, but you know what? I was like, Candace, you're gonna ask later. Right now, mentally, emotionally, you're not in the right mind frame to get a bad answer or an answer that you're not looking for. So yeah, that was that, y'all. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I could do better, but like, oh, the other thing she said she was gonna go over with me was let me know what my pick rate is. The lady at the end of my shift, the manager assistant, and she didn't go over that with me. I don't know what the pick rate is. How can you check it? I don't know. So that's one thing when I work next, I will ask. I may have to write it down on a sticky note. I may forget. But yeah, she mentioned that. I said, did you need to go over anything else with me? At that time, I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't even remembering what she wanted. But she's like, oh, I had to go over the 2-2s with you. And I'm like, that's not what she said in the first place. But I just let it go because I wasn't thinking all the way. Come on. So I'm debating if I want to pick up hours today. Today is Friday. I mean, I didn't have this issue at my other location, like the other warehouse. Yeah, I didn't have this, like, this talk at the other warehouse that I was at, you know, when we used to stow and everything. I used to ask them, I'm like, am I having a problem? Like, if you had a problem, we would pull you aside. I said, okay, so I never got pulled aside. But I feel like they're all eyes on the newbies. But I don't know, y'all. I'm going to keep y'all posted and see what happens. Good or bad. Oh, boy. Like, I just can't catch a break. But I'm going to stay positive, though. Come on. All right. One moment. All right. Got doggy number 2. Come on, honey. Come on, baby. Now, earlier, Honey used the bathroom at 2 o'clock. So if she has to do anything, it's just probably to pee. Come on. Hold on, y'all. Honey. Oh, my goodness. So Jamez thinks she was not 1 year old when we got her. Because the thing says that she's like around 1 year old. So he thinks she was like 9 months. He's like, you see how she be hopping? And I mean, she does have like a lot of things that seem like it would be like a puppy still. I do want to for baby girl, I do want to come on, trying to get the cat. I understand. Let's go this way. Come on, before the cat scratches you. Cat right there by the tire. I really want to know what kind of dog she is. I really do. You can hear Luna barking from all the way over here. Luna is a mess, y'all. Hold on. Luna is a mess. But like when I walk them together, Luna be acting like she don't want to use the bathroom. Because Honey is always up in her butt. That's why. Honey is always right there. Like, how can you use the bathroom if somebody's right behind you, you know? So I get that part. I totally get it. So sometimes we do walk them separately. But today is a new day. I don't know if I want to work. But last night, I was like, I don't know if I ever told you. So I have this Hoover vacuum, right? And the vacuum, like the power went out on me. And this was a while ago. I think I did tell you guys about it because I showed you guys the new vacuum I got in replacement. So anyways, what I told myself was, Candace, don't throw it away. I like to try to fix things. I'm like, this happened all of a sudden. Like, why would the power go out? So anyways, yesterday, I was like, the replacement vacuum that I had got, like the spinners don't spin. Like it starts in the beginning and then it just stops. And it's supposed to run consecutively, right? So I took it apart, everything. There's nothing I could see. I mean, there was like hair, so I took all the hair off that I thought could be affecting it. Same thing, it will start, it will, you know, the bristles will run by itself and then it will stop. Now the thing is, I'm gonna call Bristle because it's still under the manufacturer's warranty and ask them. But like, it is like a detachable, so I can do like the stairs with it and whatever. So it's a 3-in-1, the vacuum. So me being me, I told myself, Candace, let's try out the Hoover vacuum that you haven't used almost in a year, right? So it feels so good out here, y'all. What was I saying? Hold on, y'all. She sees the doggies. Okay, so let me see. You got gookie in your eyes. I hate the gookies. I don't like the gookies. Okay, so let's walk. If I can remember. Oh yeah, so I was like, let me pull out this other vacuum. I never threw it away, but I never tried to fix it either. So guess what? It powered on. I'm like, yay! Awesome, right? Bristles is running strong, but the suction sucks. So I'm like, something is not right. I'm like, everything else is moving just fine, but the suction is not the best. So when I was on the phone, because I was going to call Bristol and see what they would say about, you know, the other thing, like the spinner stopped working on me. And during their thing, or their their message while you're on hold. It was like, oh, lack of suction. Check to make sure nothing is clogged, right? Now, I'm thinking to myself, I've done that. Duh, I've done that. But I was like, you know what, Candace? I turned it upside down, and I found out there was another part of the hose that I could detach. I have never seen that before. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna detach it. And guess what? Clog galore, clog galore. So I ended up getting all that stuff out, and guess what? It works like a charm. Works like a charm now. So I'm super excited, but had I known that this other part of the hose could be detached, I would have been figured that out. I love my Hoover vacuums. So I ended up using it yesterday. Wonderful, wonderful. Now I just got to do the stairs because it has like the attachment for like the dog hair and all this. What was clogged? It was fabric sheets and dog hair, but basically the fabric sheets. I'm happy I didn't throw it out. It was only 50 bucks a while back, and it's usually like $100 and something. I got it on a good like sale at Walmart online. I think it was back in 2018. So yeah, y'all, that's that. We had dinner. Like, dinner was already made, so I felt good about that. Dinner being made. It was the lentils and the drumsticks and the stew. Oh yeah, and I worked out. Now I didn't do a 30-minute workout because I was just like, I don't want to do a 30-minute. No. So I ended up just doing a 16-minute, and I got through it, y'all. I felt good. Come on, baby. Come on. So yeah, that was my day. And I folded the laundry. So I felt very accomplished, even though, you know, I didn't feel like doing much of anything. I got things done, and I felt good. I felt very good, very accomplished. Was I still annoyed? Yes. Did work put me on like rocky feelings? Yes. But I pulled through, and I don't know if I'll work today. I gotta share with you guys my first paycheck, because I gotta figure out what bills I'm gonna pay and things like that. Y'all. Oh, yesterday was not surge pay either. It was not surge pay. But that's okay. That's alright. My goals today are to do the dishes. And I don't know what and work out. Do the dishes and work out. Yeah, I don't know what else I want to do. But I said I would make 2 goals. And those are my 2 goals. To work out and do the dishes. So yeah, y'all, thank you for chit-chatting with me and just hearing me out. But yesterday, all in all, even though I wasn't in the best moods, I still did what I needed to do, despite me feeling like bad news was coming. I said, Candace, calm down, get clarification. Get clarification. And now I will have to fill you guys in on. So look at this. You see this big bug right here? I think this is the one that makes all the noise. I think. I don't know if you guys could even see that. Let me get in here. You hear Luna. Watch this, y'all. Go. All right, bye y'all.